Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to explain and show you the basics of a sorting system in Rust. I won't go into every small detail, we're keeping focused on the core concepts so you can understand how to build and expand it yourself. Let's start with these boxes here. This is a very simple setup with 4 storage boxes. Every box has a storage adapter, a conveyor, and we also have a splitter in each row. Let's begin with the wood box. Go to the conveyor and select Change Item Filters. In this menu here, you can click here and type the item that you want, for example, wood. If you select anything by mistake, you can remove it by clicking the X button. Once you are done, click Apply on the bottom right. Now on the gun box, instead of typing every gun in the game, for example semi-automatic rifle, you can type the category, in this case weapons. In order to see what item a category contains, you can click F1 and from the item menu you can see all the categories in the game. More specifically, on weapons we have guns, attachments, melee weapons and more. Now, let's move over to the components box. Here, I'm going to use a website, rustconveyorfilters.com. I'm going to provide it in the description. This website allows me to paste a JSON, and as you can see, I have every filter that I need already set up. As you can also see, I have the components category here, however, it does not contain the targeting computer and the CCTV camera, so I had them set up separately. Additionally, I have my cards here. Feel free to experiment yourself with the filters and make your own designs. Now, let's connect everything up. First, a small trick. You can connect the filter fail from the conveyor to the storage adapter. This gives you free power to use the sorting system within the box itself. Now let's connect each conveyor to its corresponding box. And of course, we need to connect them to the splitters. For convenience, you can also connect the top splitter to the bottom one. And now this setup is complete. And as you can see, I have made the exact same thing on the other boxes as well. To continue with the setup, we need to connect every splitter to what I call the ceiling distribution system. This is a system that connects basically every conveyor to the master drop boxes. If you want more details on the ceiling distribution system, I've covered it in another video linked below. This is a very simple example of it. Let's call this splitter the main one, and let's connect it to 3 splitters. And now we take the output of these splitters and connect them to every splitter that we have. And now the ceiling distribution system is complete. Let's talk about the master drop boxes. These are your main input storage boxes. You can have just one or multiple. In this example, we have 4. First things first, we need to make them act as a single system. To do that, we need to chain them. Starting with one box, we take the output and chain them to the next box. We continue to the next box and then to the last. This way, we have a singular input point and a singular output point. We take the output point and we connect it to the main splitter on the ceiling distribution system. You can use the singular input point to connect the master drop boxes to every other drop box that exists throughout the base. In this example, I have placed one drop box over there and another one over there. To do that, you need one conveyor connected to the singular input point. The other end needs to be connected to any drop box. After that, similarly to what we have done on the master drop boxes, we need to chain them up. So let's try and go ahead and do that. As you can see, I cannot reach them by any means. However, I can extend the line by placing a combiner or a splitter. And now they are connected. Be very careful not to reach the 32 connection limit. If you want more details on that, you can check out the video I have in the description. Let's go a bit further into the filtering system. In this example, we have a box for armor and a box for clothes. If we try to set up this conveyor, we can easily find the clothing category. However, if you notice, there is no armor category in Rust. As you will notice, everything is getting pulled here, all clothing and armor items in the game. So, in this specific example, let's set up this conveyor for metal chest plates. You of course need to add every other armor item that you want and connect it to the clothing box. And of course power the conveyor. What this system does is basically filters out every clothing and armor item, puts it in this box, and then as a second layer, this conveyor filters out specific armor items. Let's talk about material supply lines. These are basically combined outputs from multiple filter boxes that can sustain any system in your base, most commonly your tool cupboard. In this example, I will show you just that. Let's imagine that this box here is your tool cupboard. I have set this filter to provide it with 1000 stones, 1000 metal fragments, 1000 wood, and 100 high quality metal. For that, I will need the combined output of the stone, metal fragments box, and the wood box. Let's place down the combiner, and let's hook everything up. Now this line here contains stones, metal fragments and wood. Of course I have some high quality metal as well. Finally we connected it to the conveyor, and as you can see everything is working just fine. Of course in the video I was going pretty fast and didn't care about how ugly anything looked. In your base, feel free to take your time and place the pipes however you want. If you have any questions or want to see more advanced setups, let me know. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.